Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Ryan Vlahovich, featuring special guest Dylan Greene.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Late on Cable 8. Tonight we're going to be focusing on communication, and whether that's examples of miscommunication or simply talking to a communication student, we'll cover many aspects of the topic. First up, some news as always, my favorite. Hey, stop! Your utter arrest. If you can't keep up with the runaway suspect, call on a herd of cows to finish the job for you. When a woman ran away from a pursuit by Florida police and actually had nowhere to hide, she ran through a field of cows and they started chasing her. Suspected of stealing a car, the woman crashed it before getting out and running on foot. A police helicopter followed the cattle, who cornered her until police could catch up and apprehend her. Honestly, that's legendary. Now for some science news. This is cool. The most detailed map of Antarctica to date was created just under a month ago. It's called the Reference Elevation Model of Antarctica, or the REMA, and it shows a whole heck of a lot of ice in high definition. Created by Ian Howatt, this humongous file representing this humongous piece of land takes up 150 terabytes of computer space. Kindly enough, this information will be free for other scientists to use, so they too can plan a treacherous trip into the frozen wasteland of our South Pole, now in the comfort of their own offices. In this day and age, churches across America actually have to be really clever with what they put on their signs to attract people into their church. And so to welcome in the fall season, a Methodist church in Texas posted pumpkin spice communion bread. JK, come here anyway, outside of their church. I have a feeling they're going to be seeing a lot of millennials on the Sabbath. It's just a shame I can't bring my jewel. So years ago, Drake and Meek Mill, two major icons of hip-hop, got into a diss track war. Eventually, Drake won this altercation, and Meek Mill was shunned from the rap community, sent to prison for an unrelated crime, no, not all the fire he was spitting, and actually lost all credibility in the hip-hop world. After 8 months, Meek Mill has finally been released from jail and was welcomed back into his community with open arms, even getting to ring the famous Liberty Bell at a Philadelphia basketball game. How cool is that? But the best of it is that in the biggest step for him, he was invited on stage to perform with Drake. I'm actually really impressed that they were able to make an agreement and find a middle ground. Now, if only the government could compromise this easily, the country would be in a beautiful place. Mercedes is rolling out an electric car to rival Tesla. Their fully electric SUV was unveiled last month and is expected to hit the road in 2019. Now, who do you think would win in a fight? Dieter Zech, the CEO of Mercedes, or Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla? I think Zech would draw his power from his mustache, and Elon Musk would just kind of get his power from his bank account. $19.6 billion net worth, you guys. What's this going to challenge Musk to next? Do you think he could set crazier goals in trying to create a program to save humanity from the singularity like Musk has? Only the future will tell. One Mississippi teen traded her football helmet for a tiara at their homecoming game last weekend. She kicked the game-winning extra point, then went on to receive the crown. After the game, the fans rushed the field and placed the queen sash over her pads and the crown upon her head. This proves to me that anything men can do, women can do in heels. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. NASA is actually celebrating 60 years of space of exploration today. How cool is that? October 1st, 2018. Ever since they were founded in 1958, NASA has put people on the moon, rovers on Mars, and sent satellites to the outskirts of our universe. That is 60 years of looking up at the sky. Do you think we've made any alien contact? I hope so. I'm getting tired of some of the people down here. NASA, tell us your secrets. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Now, I'm a big believer that Kevin Bacon is timeless, but the town of Fort Smith, Arkansas, takes this concept to a whole new level. Back in 1953, they actually outlawed dancing in public on Sundays because it, quote, endangered public health. Now, what cop was out there enforcing this law? Hey, kid, are you Fortnite dancing right now? Stop doing the orange justice. You're going to raise your blood pressure too high. The law had been in place until just weeks ago when a vote was held to repeal the decades-old law. Thankfully, the vote was unanimous, which really shows the evolution of humanity since the days of Footloose. Now, the residents of Fort Smith can finally kick off their Sunday shoes. Hey, did I ever tell you guys that I'm vegan? A new study out of the University of Southampton shows that men are more reluctant to choose a vegetarian option in a restaurant than women. This is due to fear of being made fun of by their fellow Brads and Chads. More men are actually open to going vegetarian, but feel like they need permission. Maybe they just need to pound back some more whey shakes for their protein in order to beef up. See what I did there? Also, did I mention that I'm vegan? Anyway, those are all the headlines we have from these past 2 weeks. Stay precious, police.
Hey, man! Do you need a ride somewhere?
No, I'm running.
Well, yeah, I can see that. Don't you think it'd be a lot faster if I drove you?
No, I think I'm good running. Thanks.
Okay. See ya!
That honestly makes no sense to me. Why would he want to run? Now he's gonna be all sweaty and tired when he gets there. What a weirdo.
Hi, do you need a ride somewhere?
What? No, I'm just trying to run.
Well, if you're in such a hurry, why don't you let me give you a ride?
Nah, dude, I like running. I'm good with running.
Dude, just get in the car. I have air conditioning.
You're slowing down traffic. Keep on going. Just keep driving.
Okay, fine. I'll put my hazards on.
I am not getting in the car.
But it will get you there faster.
Leave me alone. Just go. Go.
I am a perfectly nice gal kindly offering my empty seats, but they would rather run to their destinations. That is way less efficient. What is even at the end of this road that everybody seems to want to run to?
Hey, it looks like you're in a hurry. Do you need a ride somewhere?
Thank God, yes, I would love one. Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem at all.
So many people drove by and no one asked to stop if I was okay.
People are weird. I mean, why? There's someone on the road, just give them a ride. God. Driving in the car.
I wasn't running anywhere, I was just trying to get in shape, you know. I heard jogging's a good way to burn calories, but honestly, it sucks.
Wait, then if it sucks, why do people do it?
To lose weight, I guess.
Wait, whose weight?
I mean, body weight.
So his first name is Body and his last name is Weight?
Dude, how thick are you?
Well, actually I'm pretty slim, but thanks for asking.
I've heard of people like you, but I never thought they actually existed.
Well, I am alive and well, and I am existing.
Are you for real? Like dead serious?
We already went over that I'm alive.
Oh my gosh.
What was that?
How many times were you dropped on your head as a kid?
Oh, ballpark 45. Funny story, actually.
Could you stop the car? Like right now.
Right here?
Yep, this is perfect. This is the exact spot. Yep, perfect. You nailed it, dude. Bye!
Wait, I don't have a hammer. What did I nail?
Am I in the exact same spot?
I know running sucks. Just keep it up.
No, like literally, I was right here.
Trust me, brother. You'll get used to it. You'll get that runner's high. Just keep it up, all right? I gotta keep going. See you on the track! Cardio freaking sucks!
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Late on Cable 8. Our guest tonight is actually a writer for the Daily Evergreen, and he actually lives here in Merrill Hall with us by that logic. Would you welcome Dylan Greene, the editor-in-chief. Nice to be here. Yeah, no problem. Oh, Thanks for being with us here tonight. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. Hard to complain on a night like this. So let's just kind of start by getting to know you a little bit. So what year are you?
I'm a senior.
Okay. How have the 4 years been?
Actually, this is only my third year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you must have done community college before this.
I did,
Okay.
yes. I had about 40 credits coming in.
40? Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy. So have you been, so for the 3 years that you have been at, like, that you have been in like an actual university, has it all been here?
Yes.
Okay. And how has it been like for year to year? Like, what's the trend you see?
Gosh. Freshman year, I did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I sat in my dorm room, ate
get
Cheetos, and did nothing.
That's,
and
yeah.
Then, and then all of a sudden, during the summer of my, after my freshman year, I decided to get into journalism. And then ever since, I've been at the Daily Evergreen.
That's awesome. So that's actually that was going to be my next question. What's your major?
Journalism and media production.
Yeah.
And I also have a minor in sport management.
Okay, nice. So with a combination like that, what's the dream for you?
The dream, man, there's so many I could go to, but I would say sports journalist for maybe like covering the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Or just, the Athletic, which is like a online-only newspaper.
Yeah.
Which covers sports. That's what I want to do.
That's the dream? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's the
That's
dream.
really cool.
Yeah.
So how often, as editor-in-chief, Daily Evergreen, how often are you in Murrow?
I would say every morning I get there, like for classes and whatever, I get there around 9 or 10, and I stay there till 11 at night. So pretty much all day. So.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing that? Like how long have you been part of the Daily Evergreen?
So I've been with the Daily Evergreen since last fall. I started as a staff writer, and then halfway through I moved up as assistant sports editor, and then last spring I was a sports editor.
So what did it take to get you to level up?
Just showing that you care and that you're there. I mean, a lot of times the people that come in after hours and put in work, like if you're a reporter and you spend time outside your regular hours to come in and write or just spend time in there, they care and they see that dedication, and then they can tell that you want to move up.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
A lot of people when they go to the Daily Evergreen, they do see themselves going to like a newspaper like the Seattle Times and kind of just doing what they're doing now. Could you see yourself doing that?
I definitely could. Yeah. I mean, I would not want to be in an editor position.
Sure.
I just took this position because I wanted to try it and like see what it was like. But I definitely want to be like a writer. That's my dream.
Yeah, I got you. So I think the big question here is like as a person writing for the Daily Evergreen, for me, because I've considered going into that. Who decides what the stories are? Like how do you get a story?
Yeah. Well, usually, during the week, the editors will come up with story ideas, and usually there'll be like a certain day they either post it through like a Facebook group, like what the stories they have, and like people pick those up, or like we have our weekly meetings on Sundays at like 2, and that's where they kind of assign stories and get reporters take them and stuff like that.
Sure.
Otherwise, for like news, like there's stuff that happens and it's like who's gonna take it now?
Yeah.
And if no one takes it, then they just assign it, and you got to do it.
So is the Daily Evergreen in that way representative of how it is in like a real newspaper, like the Seattle Times?
I feel like it is. The only difference I think is reporters more come up with their own stories at real professional newspapers.
Yeah, sure.
Here a lot of times we have to give them ideas, and they don't spend the time outside thinking of ideas, and we have to give them to them. So that would be the one thing that's probably different in terms of that.
So what does it take to be part of the Daily Evergreen?
It really, I mean, we are always looking for writers and photographers. Currently, we're not looking for any photographers because we have like 35, and we've never had that many ever.
Yeah.
So we don't need any of those, but we always look for writers. And really, all you have to do is stop by Murrow Hall or apply online.
Yeah.
And we always consider applicants, and usually we hire pretty much anyone that comes through the door.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that you say that you guys are kind of at like the most you've ever been as far as people, because last year I was a DJ for KZUU, and I'm not part of that now, but even them now they literally have the highest DJ amount that they've ever had. I don't know if that can be said for KUGR or anything, the actual Murrow sponsored one, but that's the case there, and it's interesting to hear you say that too. I think people are just kind of starting to, I think even Cable 8 also is like starting to have just this big explosion. It's interesting to see the comm major here just kind of blow up in that way.
Oh yeah.
So last year, for those of you that don't know, what with our the university budget cuts and everything, the university kind of came up with a plan to charge people $5 to their tuition to support the Daily Evergreen. Isn't that right? So what was? Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Like how all that came to be?
Yeah, so we were informed that we were going to have our print cut because our advertising hasn't been there over the years, and we've started to like dive into our reserves, and our reserves are draining, and so in order to keep solvent and not be in debt, basically, we would have to cut our print down to like 2 to 3 days a week, and so we fought, and we were like, we want to get, we got to go through ASWSU, get a referendum, and hopefully students can vote on it and vote it through, and then we can get like this fee, and it will save the Daily Evergreen. I mean, that was our message, was like save it. Like there is not a lot of student newspapers around the country that are daily, and so that's what we were pushing that, and it was really close, the vote, and it's kind of sad to see that. It was only like I think it was 70 votes that decided it between yes or no, and it was kind of sad to see, but we got it, and so we're still doing daily stuff, and we this semester I'm definitely taking the initiative of like holding people accountable like we always have, and I think it's even more important.
I don't really think there's a single student out there that wouldn't want there to at least be a daily newspaper of some sort. I mean, what's the point of saying no to that? Because there are people out there that every day are interested in reading the Daily Evergreen and seeing what's going around the Palouse and Pullman and stuff. I don't really see why there would be I don't really understand why how people would be against that. So it's interesting to hear you say 70, like it was 70 votes that decided. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
So is there anything else you want to plug, or like anybody you want to kind of give a shout out to here on Late on Cable 8?
Well, my mom's always bothering me, and she's already I told her about this, and she's like, give a shout out to your mom. So obviously my mom and stuff like that. But I also want to give a shout out to Ian Smay. We just put out a big article about some allegations that we've uncovered through public records regarding Jason Gesser about sexual misconduct and stuff like that.
Wow.
So that was a long process. It took us 4 months, and so we worked together, and he's awesome. So
when is that article gonna be?
That came out yesterday.
Really? Oh, everybody look at the Daily Evergreen. That sounds incredible. That sounds like a really good story.
Oh, yeah.
4 months, huh?
4 months.
Is there any social media you guys got going on?
I mean, not really. I mean, today I guess we had a open house, so people came by, had some pizza and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
I was only there for a half hour because you got to go to class. But
that's fair.
Yeah. We're always looking for people to just stop by the newsroom and get to know like us.
Yeah,
a lot of people wonder who's actually doing this, and we're always there. So.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here tonight with us, Dylan. Everybody, Dylan Greene, really happy to share these halls with you. And thank you, everybody, to our viewers. And stay precious, Palouse. That's a wrap, everybody.